Welcome to This Explainer. Over the last couple of years, there's been this really quiet economic shift. While all the big headlines were completely obsessed with billion-dollar tech companies, this unassuming group of ordinary folks, freelancers, students, people who just left their corporate jobs, they started quietly earning significantly more money than their old bosses. Actually, some freelancers are seeing their hourly rates literally triple, just by integrating some pretty simple AI workflows. And no, they didn't do it by just getting lucky. They did it because they figured out how to work with something the rest of the world was kind of still afraid of. We're talking about the AI skills that can actually make you wealthy.
And it really comes down to this core idea. Artificial intelligence didn't replace them. It multiplied them. I want to bust a massive myth right out of the gate here. This explainer is absolutely not another doom and gloom story about robots taking our jobs. Not at all. Instead, it's about a handful of very specific skills that allow one single everyday person to do the work of 10 people. And more importantly, it's about what happens to your own personal bank account when you are the one holding that kind of leverage.
Okay, let's actually dive into this exact shift. For decades, wealth followed this super predictable pattern, right? You traded your time for money. If you wanted more money, well, you needed more time or more staff or more capital. That was the old equation. But AI completely broke that. The new equation means that for the very first time, one person equipped with the right skill set can pump out what used to require a whole team, whether we're talking research, writing, design, data analysis, or even software, and they do it in a fraction of the time. This isn't just some cute productivity hack. It is a fundamental economic shift, and those who adapt early, they're the ones building leverage. So, here is our highly pragmatic playbook for today. We're going to cover system-level prompting, AI-powered automation, AI strategy and consulting, domain augmentation, followed by a quick reality check, and finally, the 30-day decision. Let's kick things off with number 1, system-level prompting, moving beyond basic check. Think about it. Just 2 years ago, prompt engineering basically meant typing a clever question into a chatbot. Today, that is just baseline digital literacy, guys. It is not a career. What actually pays in 2026 is the ability to design repeatable systems. The people pulling in serious money truly understand how these large language models behave under the hood. Because let's be real, businesses absolutely do not want to pay a human being to sit around and babysit a chatbot's hallucinations. No way. They are paying for structured, highly repeatable instructions for complex stuff like legal document review, customer support triage, or marketing pipelines, systems that won't just fall apart under pressure. So the crucial point here is that this is the real dividing line in income. Look, anyone can write a basic prompt. And sure, entry-level freelance work for that kind of basic prompting starts modestly, maybe 30 to 80 bucks an hour. But the real specialists, the ones who can design and maintain actual AI agent systems, these reliable, production-grade systems that businesses actually trust with their operations, they command rates that rival senior corporate consultants, easily pulling in hundreds of dollars an hour for high-stakes engagements. Moving right along to number 2, AI-powered automation, connecting tools to save time. If prompt engineering is basically about communication, automation is all about architecture. This is the incredible skill of connecting AI models directly into the actual tools a business runs on every single day. Think their email inboxes, their giant spreadsheets, their customer databases. And honestly, the best part? This is arguably the most accessible, high-income AI skill out there right now. Because you don't need a computer science degree to pull this off. You don't even need to be a coder. It really just requires curiosity, a bit of patience, and a willingness to learn how to click these different tools together to run tasks automatically.
And this brilliantly illustrates why this works so well. Clients do not pay you for the technical achievement of connecting software. They really don't care about that. What they pay handsomely for is the financial outcome of money saved. A well-built automation literally cuts manual work from hours down to minutes. It wipes out costly human errors. It frees up their staff's time for the parts of their job that actually need a human touch. And that means serious money saved. For beginners, this is almost always where they land their first real income, just building one specific targeted automation for a small business and using that as their proof of work.
All right, skill number 3, AI strategy and consulting, translating tech into actual business value. So here's a slightly uncomfortable truth for you. Most companies know that AI matters, but they have absolutely zero idea how to actually execute on it. Seriously. And that massive gap, the space between a company's big ambition and their actual execution, is exactly where AI consulting lives. This isn't about being some brilliant software engineer. Fundamentally, this is a business skill that's just wearing a technical costume. You are the person who walks into a business, maps out their messy workflow, and bridges the gap by pointing out exactly where AI can remove friction, save them money, or open up a brand new revenue stream.
The consultants who are earning the absolute most aren't the best coders in the room. They're the best translators. They don't walk into a pitch meeting and sell a technical feature like, hey, I can build you a chatbot. No, they translate that capability into a financial outcome. They say, this system, it's going to save you 2 full-time salaries. That's what a business owner actually cares about.
And that exact reframing, shifting the conversation away from the technical feature and focusing entirely on the financial outcome, that one little mental flip is often the entire difference between charging a modest $50 an hour and commanding a premium rate of $500 an hour. It completely rewires how the business values your time.
Which brings us to number 4, domain augmentation, multiplying human expertise.
Now, I know some of you watching this explainer might be thinking, look, I don't want to get super technical. And you know what? That is completely fine. Some of the strongest income gains we're seeing right now are happening in fields that have absolutely nothing to do with writing code. Domain augmentation is simply about treating AI as a collaborator to multiply your existing expertise. Big tech companies building AI tools desperately need subject matter experts to tell them when their AI is hallucinating or just plain wrong. Evaluating accuracy, checking for weird errors, training systems, none of that requires programming skills. It just requires the deep expertise you already possess, paired with an open mind to work alongside AI instead of just dismissing it.
Let's move to and see how this builds across the board, because this crosses almost every industry you can think of. We're seeing writers who are drafting way faster without losing their unique voice. Designers generating wild concepts and then using their human judgment to refine them. And surprisingly, even highly regulated professionals like doctors, lawyers, and translators, they are quietly getting paid premium, top-tier rates just to evaluate AI outputs in their specific fields. The common thread here isn't tech mastery. It's using AI to supercharge a skill you already have, rather than trying to use it as a replacement for having no skills at all.
Let's take a breath for number 5, the reality check, the absolute necessity of consistency. I really want to slow down the pace for a second here, because an explainer like this owes you total honesty, not just a bunch of internet hype. Listen to me. None of these skills print money on autopilot without hard work. Yes, AI dramatically lowers the barrier to entry, but it absolutely does not remove the need for skill or patience or good old-fashioned judgment. If you clicked on this looking for a magic shortcut or some get-rich-quick scheme, I'm sorry, but this isn't it. Those massive income ranges we talked about, they exist precisely because outcomes vary enormously based on your own personal execution.
The folks who were actually earning meaningful income in this space, they had to grind. They spent months building out a portfolio. They took on unglamorous, low-paying first projects just to get the reps in. They learned from messy failures that nobody else ever saw. Honestly, the people who succeed here are rarely the most naturally talented coders. They're simply the ones who kept showing up after the first client said no thanks and after their very first automation completely broke. In this game, consistency beats talent every single time.
And that leads us to our final point, number 6, the 30-day decision, taking action today. So, what does this all mean for you? Where does this leave you right now? The people quietly building wealth with AI aren't smarter than you. They just started earlier. So here is your exact playbook. Step 1. Pick one skill from the list we just went through. Just one, not all 4. Step 2. Spend the next 30 days doing nothing but building and learning that one skill. And step 3. Create one tangible proof of work. Build a single automation. Design one solid prompt system. Or do one small piece of consulting work. Even if you have to do it for free at first. You just need to prove to yourself and others that you can actually do it. Because the reality is, if you're looking for genuine economic leverage on your time and effort, this is one of the most real opportunities available to us right now in 2026. The window is still wide open for you to jump in, but as history shows us with literally every major economic shift, it's not going to stay that way forever. Pretty soon, these special skills are just going to become the baseline standard. You have the playbook. You know the exact paths that lead to wealth and leverage in this totally new economy. The only thing left is the hardest part. Actually getting started. So looking back at the AI skills we've covered today, the playbook is right in front of you. Which one are you going to choose and what will you have built by this time next month?